Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to get a tattoo?
No.
No. It's a pretty permanent decision.
They can't make the decision for themselves yet. Something permanent on their body.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes.
Yes.
And I understand how that sounds really hypocritical.
Yes, it's a permanent change on their body, but I think that at that point in their life, they probably know who they are, who they want to be.
And you think so at 12 years old?
Yes.
Woo! 12-year-olds definitely shouldn't be able to consent to getting a tattoo, but they should definitely be able to consent to getting puberty blockers because they're both permanent decisions. That makes a lot of sense. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Freedom Fighter is bringing some common sense to the table today, which we need more of. The opening clip, and I'm going to show you some other pretty intriguing clips from a man on Instagram, goes by the username Malik Snaps. So he's doing these man on the street interviews with presumably college kids and asking them the questions you just saw. And we see a wide variety of answers ranging from just ludicrous hypocrisy, mind's not activated, just running the hypnotic program that woke culture tells you should run. And then later on, we'll see some common sense answers, which is refreshing. Common sense answers coming from college-age kids. So let's take a look at some more clips from Malik Snap's Man on the Street interviews about should 12-year-olds be able to take puberty blockers?
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes, because that's not a permanent decision. When you get puberty blockers, for a lot of kids, that's like life-saving. It's keeping them from having to go through a puberty. I think
By the way, it's a permanent decision.
puberty blockers are a great sort of like middle ground to allow a child to better understand themselves without having to make decisions like surgery or doing nothing and having to live through a puberty that they don't identify with.
Live through a puberty you don't identify with. Does God make mistakes? You have to absolutely think so to believe the puberty that you are destined for is not the puberty for you. It's a force of nature. It's like being in the ocean. There's a tidal wave coming and you're like, dude, I don't identify with that tidal wave, so it's not gonna hit me. It hits you. You try to mess with a tidal wave of nature, it's got consequences. Let's take a look at some more.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
If they can make an informed decision, yeah.
And you think a 12-year-old can make an informed decision?
I don't know, I guess it depends on the 12-year-old.
Be like a really mature 12-year-old.
Right, yeah.
You can kind of see what this lady, what she actually thinks versus like her initial, like, oh, here's what I'm supposed to say. Of course they can consent to it. Then, oh, well, you know, if they're mature. And then like, well, that'd be a really mature 12-year-old. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? It's kind of interesting social experiment here. Let's see some more.
If a 12-year-old thinks they're a different gender, they should be able to go in and be like, I want puberty blockers.
I don't think it's that simple as that. I think there's a lot more like medical theory and social wellness that needs to be incorporated into that interaction between a 12-year-old and I guess a doctor, if that's what you're saying they're going to. But I do think that a 12-year-old should have that choice.
To me, in that clip, we see a mix of the courage to speak common sense and then the compliance to also reinforce the narrative. And bringing it home with some straight doses of common sense coming from the younger generation, which is very inspiring for me to see.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
No. I think there's plenty of time to make
By the way, you can tell by his mustache that he's not on board with the narrative.
those decisions later on once they've had a chance to decide exactly what they want their identity to be.
I think that maybe there should be more waiting, but I don't want to put down trans ideas, so I'll abandon my own thinking. But we have to examine once again, I think this man's testament, his answer, no. I don't think a 12-year-old can consent to puberty blockers. I think what we learned from this is a freaking based mustache like that, it protects you from the woke virus. It's kind of like a mask for the woke virus can't enter your nasal passageways and infect your mind. So we need more mustache energy. And shout out again to Malik Snaps for these man on the street interviews where he's just simply displaying the truth of what people are thinking or the truth of the brainwashed programming that people aren't thinking but is taking up hardware space on their minds.
It's just very interesting to display the truth. It's kind of like libs of TikTok. They're not even doing any commentary. They're just saying, like, here's what woke people are saying. Observe it. I enjoy these. Hopefully you enjoyed watching with me. Appreciate you watching this channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But before that, I want to give you a special message from a sponsor I'm proud to have. It's pretty good, right? Well, my friends, summer is winding down, which means, almost fell. It's an end of the vacations, holidays, and all the indulgences, and that means time to get our health back on track. And maybe you're someone who over the summer, your health and routines didn't go off the rails, but now is still a good time to up level even further. And I've got a secret I want to share with you. If you're trying to get back on track, I think one of the best things to do is focus on the majors that give you the biggest bang for your buck. The majors being clean nutrition, exercise, and above all else, sleep. I personally find good quality sleep gives me the most bang for my buck above all else. It gives me energy, my mood is improved, and it boosts your metabolism, regulates your hormones. If you're not sleeping well, you're missing out. But personally, I've run into problems with sleep before where maybe I get a decent quantity of sleep, but the quality sucks, where I wake up and I'm not refreshed and rejuvenated. Or sometimes I've had problems falling asleep, or other times I wake up in the middle of the night and have trouble getting back to sleep. But that's all water under the bridge since I found Magnesium Breakthrough. Magnesium Breakthrough is like steroids for your sleep, except without steroids. Magnesium Breakthrough contains all 7 forms of magnesium that your body needs in just the right balances to help you get to sleep quickly, stay asleep, and get the maximum quality out of your sleep. I've found it makes a big difference for me. That's why for the past 3 years, Magnesium Breakthrough has been a part of my evening routine. There's no doubt Magnesium Breakthrough can help you get the absolute most out of your sleep. That's why I think it's the perfect helping hand for helping you get back on track. If you want to take advantage of all the amazing benefits of Magnesium Breakthrough, just go to magbreakthrough.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts10 for 10% off. Enjoy.